Baby, don't say a word. We're on the camera.
We live dangerously, if you will.
Don't tell me what to say. I'm gonna crush your ass off.
The first update we have today is a fascinating look into a recent significant letter that Aaron Phypers, husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Denise Richards, sent to family members and close friends.
Right.
And while this letter illuminates its core purpose pretty clearly, it's an urgent call for an intervention regarding Denise.
It's quite something. He really lays it out there.
He does. Aaron opens this letter, which he calls the hardest I've ever had to write, by expressing, deep heartbreak, but also his love for Denise. But crucially, he strongly pushes back against those public accusations we've heard about him.
Yeah, he's very clear on that. He states he's never physically harmed Denise.
Exactly. He says any physical action was only ever to protect her or others. He even mentioned specifically stepping in when she allegedly tried to attack their daughter.
And that leads into really the central claim of the letter, doesn't it? This alleged addiction.
Yes. Tell us about that part.
Well, Aaron claims there's a long-term addiction to Vicodin. He even says Denise has nicknames for it, like vitamin D or white chestnuts.
White chestnuts, okay.
Yeah. And he alleges it's often mixed with Adderall and tequila. So it's a very specific and serious accusation about substance use.
Wow. Okay. And the letter doesn't stop there, right?
No, it goes on. He alleges neglect concerning their 14-year-old daughter, Eloise.
Neglect how?
Well, neglect and even attempting to physically attack her, as you mentioned earlier. He also claims Denise isn't eating properly, like real meals anymore, and that she's passed out from substances, including, and this is alarming, while driving with Eloise in the car.
Passed out while driving. That's incredibly dangerous.
Puts herself and others at risk, exactly what he's saying.
And he connects this to a wider family situation, too.
He does. He brings in his own parents, who are elderly, 83 and 84, and his brother. Aaron claims they've been basically caring for Eloise and Denise's animals for like 3 years, unpaid.
3 years unpaid, caring for a child and animals.
That's the claim. And he depicts their living conditions as unbearable. Cites no hot water, no gas, no AC, and extreme heat.
Over 100 degrees, yeah.
Right. And alleges a lack of financial support from Denise for even basic things. It paints a picture of, well, extended family carrying a heavy burden.
So this is where it gets really complex, because we have these claims from Aaron, this sort of frantic cry for help.
Right.
But we also have to acknowledge Denise's prior claims against him. The source material mentions her allegations of physical and verbal abuse.
Absolutely. Allegations of choking, slapping, threats. Serious accusations against Aaron himself.
Which Aaron, in this letter, flat out denies. He explicitly refutes those specific things.
He does, which leaves you with these completely conflicting narratives. It really illustrates that challenge of figuring out what's going on when things play out so publicly.
Definitely. Did he give any specifics about, what triggered the divorce filing?
Yeah, he details a July 4th incident. He claims his phone went missing after Denise accused him of using her credit card.
Okay.
And then he says the phone turned up later, smashed inside a trash bag, hidden under garbage and litter.
Whoa.
He also alleges stalking finding an AirTag on his car and says his elderly parents are being mistreated now because he filed for divorce.
So it's just a lot.
It's incredibly messy.
Next, we are going to talk about Kyle Richards and the buzz around RHOBH Season 15. Okay, let's unpack this. Filming is well underway for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 15, and despite some past difficulties, Kyle Richards is definitely back.
Yeah, it's pretty significant seeing her back, especially after, everything last season. And what's really revealing is she actually talked about it during one of her Amazon Live sessions.
Oh, really? What'd she say?
She was super candid, especially about her relationship with Garcelle Beauvais. She literally said, I tried. I tried. You could kind of feel the confusion because she added, I don't even know what I did. Whatever friendship I was happy about, I guess she didn't feel the same. So that's that.
Wow. That sounds final.
It did. And she even said, not filming with Garcelle for this new season hasn't felt weird for her. It sort of evokes this feeling of, well, resignation, maybe.
That's really fascinating because, that Kyle Garcelle dynamic, it's been such a thing for viewers for ages. For her to say she tried and felt Garcelle didn't feel the same, it really suggests that that gap between them is still pretty wide.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Makes you wonder how that plays out if they aren't filming scenes together this season.
Yeah.
But it sounds like we're getting some new people. The word is Rachel Zoe and Christine Blackman are joining.
Yeah, new faces in the mix.
Which brings up, the Teddi question. Teddi Mellencamp. They're super close, Kyle and Teddi. And Teddi's been on this whole health journey. Any chance she pops up? Maybe supporting Kyle.
That's a good question, yeah, given their history and how tight they are. But as of right now, Kyle said Teddi hasn't filmed for season 15. She mentioned Teddi's still working on getting stronger, not quite up for showing up yet.
Ah, okay.
She did add a little who knows, though. So it's not like a hard no. Seems like it really depends on Teddi and how she's feeling, which honestly is kind of refreshing. A bit of real life in the mix.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of how people are feeling, Kyle also talked about her own stress levels during filming, right?
Oh, yeah. She described sleeping only like 3 hours a day at one point, and she actually demonstrated her stress level, literally raised her hand way up high above her head.
No way.
Yeah. And she shared this funny story. Her executive producer apparently joked she should just take that ring off for a while, talking about her Aura Smart ring.
Huh. Even the tech is showing the stress.
Exactly. And Kyle gave some important context, too. She said she's actually in a much better place this year. Last year, she admitted she was struggling, wasn't ready for everyone coming at her. But this year, she feels a lot stronger and good, ready for the hot seat.
Okay, stronger this year. That's good.
Yeah, but what's interesting is she also hinted she's not the only one in the hot seat.
Ooh, okay. Spreading the drama around.
Suggests others are going to face some tough storylines too. So maybe a season with intense moments for more than just Kyle.
That makes sense. It can't always be just one person carrying that load.
Yeah.
And the big question for many fans, Mauricio Umansky, is he involved? Will we see him?
Yes. Kyle confirmed Mauricio has filmed for season 15.
Okay, so that whole situation, their separation, whatever's going on,
yeah,
it's still part of the show.
Looks that way. Definitely seems like it'll continue to be a big chunk of her storyline.
Okay. Okay, next update we have about RHOC legal battles and Alexis Bellino's counterarguments. From digital receipts in Atlanta, let's head over to Orange County, where the legal drama is getting tangled up with wedding plans.
Always something in the OC, isn't there? Yeah, this involves Alexis Bellino hitting back at Shannon Beador, specifically about Shannon suggesting that the $60,000 settlement John Janssen got from Shannon for that facelift lawsuit was somehow paying for Alexis and John's wedding.
Right, I heard about that. What's Alexis' side?
Well, Alexis went on Reality with the King, and she really, broke down the numbers. She clarified that Shannon actually owed them $75,000 to start with.
75, okay.
Yeah. And then from that $60,000 settlement Shannon paid, John had to pay his lawyers, like $25,000 to $30,000 in fees. So what John actually got back was only around $30,000.
Ah, so definitely not 60 grand free and clear for a wedding.
Exactly. That's Alexis's point. The narrative Shannon pushed. Misleading, according to Alexis.
So what did Alexis say that money went towards then?
She said it maybe helped with wedding invitations, or possibly a recent family vacation. But the main thing was her disbelief. She said, basically, the person who couldn't afford her facelift or her bills is now acting like she's some god because she paid us back the money she freaking owed him.
Oof, shots fired.
Big time.
Yeah.
She found it kind of comical that Shannon, who she claims needed money from John, was acting like this payment was some grand gesture, framing Shannon as totally hypocritical.
Yeah, that acting like she's some god line. That says a lot about the resentment. What about the lawsuit itself? Why does Alexis think Shannon settled instead of fighting it?
Alexis is convinced Shannon settled because she knew she'd lose at trial, probably end up owing even more. Alexis said they had emails proving John gave Shannon the money and that Shannon promised to repay it. So in Alexis's view, Shannon had to pay it back.
So damage control, basically. Settle before it gets worse.
That's the implication, yeah. A tactical move.
Okay, shifting slightly, but still in the OC. What's Alexis's take on Shannon's dynamic with Katie Ginella this season? Seemed a bit strategic.
Alexis thinks Shannon was probably using Katie, using her to make a point about not ganging up on one person rather than it being a genuine friendship or alliance.
Interesting, like a prop.
Sort of, yeah. But interestingly, Alexis actually agreed with the sentiment. She said nobody should be ganged up on at the table. She's been there herself on Housewives, doesn't like doing it. She thinks adults should talk one-on-one, not have, 5 people attacking one person.
That's surprisingly reasonable for Housewives drama.
Right. A call for basic conflict resolution.
What about Shannon's famous storm-offs? That seems to happen a lot.
Oh, Alexis called that out hard. Said it happens every single season, and the other women are just sick of it. She basically said it shows Shannon can't hold your own, can't take the heat, and can't dish it back out either.
So it's seen as a weakness, not just a dramatic moment.
Yeah, depicts a pattern, like she checks out instead of dealing with the conflict.
It must be weird for Alexis, though, not being on the show anymore, but still being talked about all the time. How does she feel about that, not having a voice in the moment?
She definitely conveyed frustration, feeling like the least paid housewife on the books even now, she said. And yeah, it does stink to not be able to have a voice when your name's being mentioned every single episode so far.
Yeah, I can see that. You're part of the story but can't respond on the same platform.
Exactly. Highlights that weird limbo former cast members are in. But she did say she won't change who she is. She'll still defend herself, just maybe off camera now.
After all this drama being dragged back in, does she actually miss filming RHOC?
Her answer was pretty clear. I don't. Just flat out no. Yeah. She feels the show is missing the fun it used to have, thinks it's become too much drama and pettiness. She literally asked, where's the fun? Which honestly probably resonates with some longtime viewers.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. So what's she up to? Wedding planning.
Briefly mentioned that, yeah. Said wedding planning is going good, and she feels a lot less stressed this time because, you know, she's been there, done that. Seems like she's found her peace away from the cameras.
Good for her. Next update we have about RHOA reunion drama and Drew Sidora's receipts. Here's where it gets really interesting with some reunion drama from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Atlanta reunion part 2. Specifically, the whole thing between Drew Sidora and Shamea Morton.
Right, the handbag gate.
Exactly. The core of it, like as it was depicted, was Shamea straight up accusing Drew of carrying a fake Judith Leiber bag. Even suggested it was from, like, Akira.
Ouch.
Especially with all the other stuff going on between them this season, it felt calculated.
So how did Drew handle that? I mean, being called out like that, on camera, about a luxury item, she doesn't usually back down.
No, she does not. And her response was pretty immediate and very 2024. She took right to Instagram stories. She posted a return slip from Bergdorf Goodman, showed she paid $5,795 for a Judith Leiber Couture Cosmopolitan Martini clutch. The total with tax was like $6,142.70.
Whoa. Okay, proof positive.
Yep. She blurred out her personal info, obviously, but the details were there. Bergdorf's, the item, the price. It's Drew basically saying, here's the truth, unfiltered by any edit, using digital proof to shut it down.
Yeah, it is some next level shade. Using Instagram like her own instant replay booth. Did she do anything else? Tag Shamea or anything?
Oh, she leaned in. She tagged Shamea, absolutely. And she included her own song, I Got 5 on It, Love Languages.
Get out. The song Shamea made fun of.
The very same one. Shamea had mocked it before, saying Drew couldn't speak 5 languages, even though the song is about, well, love languages, so Drew using it, super pointed comeback.
That's brilliant, actually, using the mockery against the mocker.
And just to add another layer, this was all happening just days after Drew had performed the national anthem for Atlanta United FC, which, you know, she also posted about. Another kind of receipt, maybe, showing she's busy being successful.
It's like a whole strategy. Subtle flexes alongside the direct proof. Okay, so for everyone wanting more Atlanta, when's the next part of the reunion?
Part 3 airs on July 27th, and yeah, I bet there's still plenty more to unpack there.
No doubt. Okay, next update we have about Tamra judges alleged DMs and hypocrisy on RHOC. Staying in the OC because, wow, there's another layer here involving Tamra Judge.
Yeah, this one's fascinating because it directly relates to the current drama with Katie Ginella. You know how Tamra and others have been criticizing Katie for supposedly talking to an influencer about Tamra?
Right, leading to fans saying they're bullying Katie.
Exactly. Well, this situation brings to life a post that resurfaced from back in September 2024. It was from a fan account at Mad Beefs. And this post showed alleged DMs, direct messages from Tamra herself to another blogger. And these DM apparently had negative info about one of her pastmates.
Well, wait. So Tamra allegedly did the same thing she's accusing Katie of.
That's what the post depicts, yeah. And here's the kicker. The alleged DMs also showed Tamra asking the blogger to delete the post later.
Oh, wow. If that's true.
Yeah.
That really changes the context of the current situation.
Massively. It seems to be a direct contradiction, engaging in the exact behavior she's now condemning Katie for.
So how are fans reacting now that this is resurfaced, especially with Tamra, Emily, and others being so hard on Katie?
Fans are definitely calling out the hypocrisy loudly. It connects right into that whole narrative about how Katie's being treated. People are pointing out, hey, Tamra and Emily are bloggers too, by their own definition. They're active in these online spaces, sharing info.
Right, they have podcasts, engage with fan accounts.
Exactly. So fans are criticizing what they see as really intense, maybe unfair attacks on Katie, especially if these alleged DMs suggest Tamra's done similar things. Some comments are calling the treatment of Katie disgusting. Some are even blaming producer Alex Baskin, saying he's letting the nonsense continue.
Wow, bringing the producer into it.
Yeah, it suggests a feeling that production might be enabling or even shaping these hypocritical narratives.
Next update we have about Will Kulp's exit from Southern hospitality. Connecting this to the bigger reality TV picture, a pretty major departure over at Southern Hospitality.
Yeah, this is significant. Will Kulp has announced he's leaving the show, and his words were pretty strong. He said he will likely never film a second of reality TV ever again, called it a horrible experience and a life lesson.
Wow. He was definitely a central figure, often kind of painted as the villain recently, right? And wasn't there that hot mic moment?
Oh yeah, the season 3 finale hot mic. That definitely set things up. Will basically hinted he had atom bomb info screenshots from group texts, apparently. Stuff he could use at the reunion to, like, redeem himself and Emmy share it.
Right, I remember that. Did anything come of it?
Well, Will didn't actually go to the reunion, but Emmy did. And at the reunion, Emmy claimed they had texts proving Brad Carter lied about Trevor Stokes cheating on Maddie Reese, which lines up perfectly with what Will hinted at on the hot mic.
Ah, okay. So the receipts existed, maybe, but weren't fully shown. Classic reality TV tease.
Pretty much. It highlights that tension, right, between the story the show tells and the proof cast members might hold privately.
Definitely. So given he called it a horrible experience, what were Will's actual parting words? Did he thank anyone?
He did, but it was nuanced. He thanked some cast, some production, Andy Cohen and all of the crew.
Some cast, some production.
He did praise the crew's kindness and professionalism, calling them rare occurrences in the industry, which sounds nice, but it's also kind of a subtle dig at everyone else, implying kindness isn't the norm.
Yeah, that's definitely a backhanded compliment to the industry.
And then he said he hoped the new season would be entertaining without a defamatory storyline or the unwanted use of my name, image, and likeness.
Oof. Defamatory storyline. Unwanted use. That's serious language.
Incredibly telling. It strongly suggests he feels the show misrepresented him, maybe used his brand or personal life unfairly without his full consent. Really makes you think about how much control these stars actually have over their own stories once the cameras roll.
And what about Emmy? Is she leaving too?
He did say he intends to discuss his experiences, specifically with production and the network, when it's appropriate. So yeah, sounds like there might be more to come. But the phrasing is careful with maybe legal reasons or contracts holding him back for now.
Could be. And Emmy?
He confirmed Emmy will continue filming, and he said he'll be cheering Emmy on from the sidelines. So it looks like they're still supportive of each other, even though he's stepping away.
Wow, okay.